can't stand Adreano.
What is that?
When people blame their problems on other people.
Okay.
Just in general.
Okay, where are you going with this?
You know where I'm going. Well, you're listening to the Calcio guys with Adriano and Nardo. I'm Nicholas Di Giovanni. Did you see what Sinisa Mihajlovic said about Spal Juventus?
I did, but refresh my memory if you can.
He basically said Juventus shouldn't have been playing all their Primavera players, shouldn't have been resting their stars against Spal. Because obviously Spal and Bologna, they're in a relegation battle right now, and because Juventus played all their young guys, Spal had the win, and Mihajlovic wasn't happy of that because of Bologna's draw against Fiorentina.
Yeah.
It just pisses me off. It's so annoying because we see this too often, especially in Italian soccer. There's always something to blame, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be the referees, and apparently now you're going to blame other teams' lineups.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, stuff like this, it's I don't know. There's not really much to it. I mean, yeah, you're frustrated. I mean, I could see that point of it. I mean, am I really going to get all heated over something like this from Mihajlovic? No. I mean, he's able to voice his opinion. He's pretty pissed off, I guess, at that performance at that game there, Spal Juve. But I mean, which he has the right, rightfully so. I mean, you're fighting for relegation, as you said. Nobody wants to go down. I understand that. So to voice a bit of frustration. I mean, I'm not going to criticize the guy, like to no end there, but it's for me, it's not very, very like something very important. I mean, yeah, that was the fact. They did rest their players. Did they have to rest, everybody and really bring the, as we said, the B, C, D team? Maybe not, but I mean that's what they decided to do, and they didn't get the result. But I don't know. It takes away stuff like that. I think it takes away. From the performance at hand, and Spal got the win, an important win, and I think that stuff like that should be focused on a bit more than banter off the field.
And banter off the field, that was the headlines heading into.
That's what I was going to.
There you go. You read my mind. Milan-Lazio.
Yeah.
This was the difference in the game. But everybody's talking about what happened before the game, what happened after the game.
Yeah.
So to refresh your memory, because I'm sure you don't pay attention to Milan.
I don't know.
Acerbi said after their win against their game against Sassuolo the week before, Acerbi said, player by player, Lazio is stronger than Milan.
Yeah.
Which is it's a fine comment, whatever. You want to say positive things to the media. Bakayoko.
Well, that's how you look at it.
You're always going to build up your own team in the media, right?
Anyway, yeah, cool.
Bakayoko went on Twitter and said, okay, see you on Saturday, Acerbi. I don't know why he wrote Acerbi all in caps, but he did.
Yeah.
Whatever, friendly banter, it's fine.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, Milan wins. Milan gets the last laugh. Bakayoko and Acerbi, they swap shirts, respectful thing. But then Bakayoko, Kessier, they go around parading with Acerbi's shirt, which I find is so childish and so unnecessary. And, talk all you want before the game. Let your talking play out on the field. Don't do those things after the game.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is another thing. That's why I segued into how I was saying that about the Mihajlovic thing. I mean, it's banter stuff. Voicing an opinion or showing your opinion. Nowadays, obviously, everything's on social media, so stuff gets, I think, a bit blown out of proportion. Personally. Was the act, I guess, afterwards childish? Yeah, a bit. I would probably say that. Was it you want to represent your team or yourself like that? Maybe not. I mean, thank God it wasn't punished to like crazy lengths, because then I would have been a bit more, I think, pissed off, because there's a lot worse things that we've seen in our game or in the Serie A or just football in general that's been a lot worse. So for fines, I heard this morning, I was reading, there's some fines being given out.
But that wasn't for that incident. It was for the melee that went on at the end of the game.
Yeah, but no, that kind of also built into that, because it was after, this all happened after the game, the melee, the showing the shirt to the Curva Sud and all that. So, but the before the game with the banter, I guess, back and forth. I mean, I don't really. I mean, I guess it is what it is. I think it's just You can hype up your own team as much as you want, and say we're going to go out there, we're going to win. But at the same time, I don't see the reasoning behind why you're going to have to say, yeah, to a man, we're better than Milan, and Milan, it's not that good. And I'm just saying that even if it was the roles were reversed. So for me, it again takes away from what happened in the game, stuff like this, and Milan did come away with the big 3 points. Pushing, I think, Lazio down into 8th spot in the table. They do still have the game in hand, which they will be playing tomorrow against Udinese, but I think, the banter, stuff after the game, before the game, Twitter, Acerbi says this, Bakayoko does that. It takes away from the grand scheme of things and what actually happened on the pitch.
And so looking at some of the other Serie A games this week, Chievo, they're going down.
Yeah, ciao.
See ya. The first time in 11 years they go down to Serie B.
Yeah.
And I was looking at their season-by-season record. I mean, this is the classic bottom table team that just escapes relegation. The highest they finished since coming back up to Serie A in 08-09 was 9th in 2015-2016.
Okay.
So they played in the 7th division in the 60s. They're an interesting team because they played in the 7th division in Italy in the 70s. They slowly made their way up, bit by bit, division by division. They played in Serie B in the 90s and finally got up to Serie A in early 2000s.
Yeah.
You know why they're called the Flying Donkeys?
Tell me.
Because it was said that Chievo would play in Serie A when donkeys flew. So even though they're a team we like to rip on sometimes,
you gotta get credit for credit.
Yeah, for this long run, they have some loyal players, Pellissier, Sorrentino.
Yeah.
You gotta feel bad for them almost. They're probably gonna go down to be with them.
Yeah, I mean, feel bad. I think is it is what it is. I mean, these guys ain't getting any younger. Pellissier, as you said, Sorrentino, as you said also. These guys ain't getting any younger, and they're gonna have to go through. If they do, I mean, they're gonna have to go through another season down in B, and then hopefully try to come back up to Serie A. So it's gonna be tough, but I'm pretty sure Pellissier said he still has that fight in him, and I'm pretty sure Sorrentino does as well. He's been time and time again a classy goalkeeper in the league. So we'll see what happens with them next season, and maybe they can come back up and maybe stay up in Serie A for another season going forward.
So let's go MVP of the week. And we'll do yellow card, red card after before we have Giancarlo Rinaldi join us.
Okay.
So
where do you want to start?
I think I know where each of us want to go with our MVP.
Yeah.
You know what? You start.
All right. So mine is easy. I'm gonna absolutely pick Dragowski. We got to see this performance yesterday. It's fresh in our minds. What a performance, as we said earlier. I mean, this kid's, I think, 21 years old. He's been kind of all over the map club-wise. I think he's actually owned by Fiorentina. Now he's on loan at Empoli, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's on loan.
Exactly. Hasn't gotten, first game minutes very much. He has, obviously here and there, but not, consistently. He gets put in against his game against Atalanta, which Atalanta right up there in, their European race, and they've been playing well. As we said, they were playing in Bergamo, another place that's hard to play at. So, for me, hats off to Dragowski making those 17 saves, which is a record. I think we posted it on our Instagram and Twitter at the Calcio guys. Dragowski, what a game, and it was a record 17 saves. I think since 04-05, if I'm not mistaken, by the trusty Opta on Twitter. They're always putting out these stats, and since they've been collecting stats like this, 04-05 is the last time. So for me, this week MVP of the week has to go to Dragowski.
So for me, I'm going to go with Koulibaly. He was my idea for MVP of the week before yesterday's game. Obviously, Dragowski is our unanimous player of the week.
He has to be mentioned.
Anybody that follows the Serie A is going to say the same thing, right?
Yeah.
I like Koulibaly. He scored twice this week against Chievo. He pretty much bounced back. He didn't have the best game against Arsenal, and he bounced back, scored his first 2 goals of the season. Not too often you see a center back
score 2,
scored twice, both off corners. It's always, whenever he scores, it's always the right place at the right time. Personally, I love watching Koulibaly play. He acts almost as a midfielder sometimes. He's able to join in on the attack.
He's such a beast. He's even wearing the captain's armband.
Yeah, he did.
It was amazing.
So let's go yellow card, red card. I'll start this one.
Okay.
So I wrote it down. Where yellow card for me has to go to Mihajlovic for his comments there. Just like I said, absolutely ridiculous, completely unnecessary. Focus on your own team. Who cares what other teams are doing? You know, you go down because you're not winning games. So if you go down, it's not anybody else's fault. It's your own fault. So it's a yellow card to Mihajlovic. Your yellow?
Yeah, I mean, this is another topic that we just discussed. I mean, for me, the whole, I don't know, but you're gonna say it. Should I touch that then? Maybe not. Okay, I'm gonna actually combine mine then, because now I just remember what you had put for your red card. So I'm not gonna touch that. But for me, I'm combining my yellow and my red, and I'm gonna have to say.
So is it two yellows?
I don't know, whatever you want to do, yellow, suspension, who cares? For me personally, I'm bringing back some crap, I guess. Can I say that? Crap?
Yeah, you
can. Crap that was, in the past. Wanda Nada, again, in the news. Inter wins against, who they play? They played Chievo? Frosinone, sorry. And they got awarded a penalty. Pretty sure, right? Was the game? And Perisic stood up and took the penalty, and I'm pretty sure he scored. So, oh my God, Icardi didn't take the penalty. Now they're taking this away from him. Now this for that. Oh my God. She goes back on, Tiki Taka, her famous stuff on that show. And for me, again, she should just keep her mouth shut, and I think they'll be able to move on. So for me, red card, yellow card, suspension, Wanda Nada.
That's gonna be a red card. And you probably knew what my red card was.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to stay away from it.
Referee in Derby della Lanterna gave a straight red to Baraski.
Yeah, Baraski, yeah.
For a handball in the box.
But why was it a straight red? I didn't understand.
The referee saw it as taking away a scoring chance. So the Ferrell tried to cut in on Baraski. The ball bounced up, hit Baraski's arm in the box, basically, which stopped DeFrel going in on a breakaway. But that's not stopping a scoring chance. That's not a straight red. That's just terrible refereeing.
We've seen this too many times. I'm not even going to go into it because when he gets so heated with these referees and handballs in the box. So
I think that's your line of the year. Besides, for sure, it's these referees. This VAR. We should get that on a shirt or something. This VAR.
We should.
No, but I'm going to give a red card to the red card, basically.
Okay.
So on the other side of break, we're going to talk some Fiorentina with Giancarlo Rinaldi. It's been a while that we wanted to have him on. That's next on the Calcio guys on CJO 6090.